Hello, my friends. So today is day 16, but it is a review of day 15 and 16 of the 30-day Carnivore Challenge. Sometimes technology is wonderful and you think, gosh, we live in the future. And then other times your video doesn't save and you want to cry. So yeah, I had made my video last night. I was even in my little golf gear and yeah, just didn't happen. So this is take number 2 where I have to input everything again, but I'm going to try to maintain that same enthusiasm that I had yesterday, because yesterday I was borderline like euphoric. That's how good I felt from my day yesterday. So if you remember, I went to the Zurich Classic. I was a caddy for my neighbor, and so I woke up pretty early and decided to eat breakfast, which is something I don't normally do, but I didn't know what was going to be on the course, what was going to be available, so I wanted to make sure that I had something in my system that I wouldn't get um, hungry on the course and then make bad decisions. I knew I was going to be out there for like 6 or 7 hours, so again, just planning ahead. And so I chose not to do coffee. Coffee can sometimes be a diuretic, and I just wanted to make sure that everything that I kept in liquid wise kind of stayed in. So I just did water, salt, apple cider vinegar like I normally do, and I had the leftover steak from my wife's dinner the night before, and I had a hamburger patty. Put a pat of butter over it, and it was delicious. I was nice and full when I got in the car to go over there. The experience itself was amazing. Just really cool to walk in the same places that the pros walk. Even the driving range was pristine. We got paired up with two guys, Harry Higgs and Michael Gellerman, and I hope they win the whole thing, because they were two of the nicest gentlemen that you could hope to be paired up with. Just really regular guys that just happen to play golf for a living. And so they cut up with us. They were very their caddies were excellent as well and very helpful. So just a wonderful time was had. I can tell you, I was a bit nervous because you are walking several miles and carrying a bag, and I had never done that before. But I'm here to tell you why I was excited. So yesterday is, and being quite honest about this, after the round was over, and the guy I was caddying for couldn't have been nicer. He'd check on me every now and then. So like, you doing okay? And I'm like, I'm doing awesome. At the end of the round, I honestly felt like I could have done another 18 holes. That's how good I felt afterwards. And I have not been exercising at all. It's not like I've been running or anything, but I had loads and loads of energy, and again, never had these peaks and valleys of energy. They did have things to eat on the course, so I just kind of had to modify them. So this was a good test. So for instance, at one of the holes, they had like brisket sliders with coleslaw. So I just asked them if they could put some brisket in a bowl, probably a couple of ounces, not very much, and if I could just eat that, and I did, and that was good. There was another station that had like grilled shrimp, remoulade po' boy. So I asked them again, can I just have the shrimp? Just ate the shrimp off the sandwich. Was good to go from there, and then other things I just chose not to eat to make sure that I had stuff. I also, like, this is why you plan ahead, right? I made that beef jerky, and I brought that with me just in case I got desperate. Didn't even need it. That's how good that I was feeling. So great round, and then this happened. If you don't know who that is, that's Drew Brees. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Jeremy Lampo, and I am the biggest Drew Brees fanboy you ever saw. And that is as close as I've ever gotten to Drew Brees. He was on hole number 9 while we were getting off. He was done with his round, and we were playing the front 9. And so he was taking pictures and just being the regular nice person that he is. And I was on the green taking pictures of him, and we kept on getting closer, and I realized, oh, we got to walk right past him. And he turned and smiled, didn't even ask him for the picture. People asked me at work today, I was like, how come you didn't take like a selfie with him? It's like, too starstruck, too giddy, too tee-hee-hee, could not speak. Yeah, that's it. That's how I feel about Drew Brees. he actually walked off with us, so he was behind me for a little while walking, and I tee-hee-heed all the way down. And if my partner who was playing asked me any questions, I didn't hear him. I wasn't paying attention. I was too excited. So, like, kids say best day ever. Yeah, best day ever. Weather could not have been nicer as well. So we finished up around 5 o'clock, and if that wasn't the best, my neighbor then offered me tickets to go back this Saturday, so day after tomorrow, VIP tickets to go through all the tents and all the food and all the drinks and everything. So my wife and I are going to get to go and live the bougie lifestyle for a little bit, and I am so pumped about that. So that's what I'll be doing Saturday. And again, it'll bring on some new challenges. I have given up, naturally, all things carbs for 30 to 30 days. I've also given up alcohol, and I had to give that up a little bit yesterday, just after the round, where I just had to kind of like refrain. So we'll see how Saturday goes. I make no promises. This is a great opportunity. Maybe I will indulge in a libation or two, or maybe not. To make sure that I don't get crazy, I'm going to make sure that I drive, so that way I know that I'll be responsible as possible to make sure that I can drive home safely. So, but totally psyched about going Saturday. So gracious of our neighbor to give us those tickets. Just really awesome. So psyched about that. So as you can imagine, when I got home, I was quite famished. I was pretty hungry, and so I was like, well, let me go and do the video first. And right before I was like, oh, well, if I'm going to do the video, let me take my measurements. So I took my glucose measurements, and again, really low, 82, and then the ketones were the highest I think they might have ever been. It was 1.7 were my ketones. So I was in what the GKI would consider high level of ketosis, which I don't know if I've ever been. So I wonder if it was the exercise or the fact that I hadn't eaten in a while. But it was a combination. What little glucose I had in my system must have gone bye-bye from walking. By the way, I think I had walked 10 miles according to my phone and my watch, and I went over 21,000 steps. I'll put the exact stats up here in a second. But totally great, totally awesome. Totally excited. Wonderful day. So that's like my backwards why for today. Like, what's my why? What's my why is like, okay, why am I doing this? For days like yesterday. For having the confidence and the willingness to do something that maybe I wouldn't have considered doing a year ago because of the worry, right, of the extra weight or whatever. So really just a wonderful day. So after I did the video, I finally ate, and so I ate that. I'm glad I made my lunch. I ate what was going to be my lunch for that day, and that was the 4 eggs. I eat the yolks as well as the whites. I need all the goodies I can get. I ate the chorizo that was the sugar-free, that other packet that I had. I had some ground pork and then my chicken hearts and chicken livers in there with a little seasoning, and that filled me up quite considerably. Oh, by the way, let me also say that yes, I drank my water with salt, and yes, I added in electrolytes, but normally when I do that much walking and golf, pre-keto, I would cramp up big time, cramp up everywhere, even during the middle of the night. And I can tell you, no cramping during the day, no cramping at night, no cramping today. So that's a definite what's my why win as well. So finished eating last night, went to bed, almost like looked like I took a nap, woke up at around midnight. So I wound up watching some more videos, some interesting things that I learned last night of like the chicken hearts, that maybe that is considered like muscle meat as well. So I have to learn about maybe I should be intaking more liver and less chicken hearts because I'm already getting enough muscle meat. I'm gonna inquire with some friends that do some hunting about like some deer liver and deer heart as well. I also watched a video of like families that go in and like buy a cow together. I don't think I have the freezer space for that, but I thought it was really interesting. So I learned about that. I knew about collagen before, and I took collagen peptides, put it in my coffee in the mornings for a little while, and then I watched it. So I'm kind of torn at the moment. Whereas I watch one video and they say like it's really good for skin health and anti-aging, and I'm ready to just get rid of the rest of the psoriasis that I have on my face and my legs. It is 90% better than it's ever been. I would like to see if I could get it completely gone, and I think that would be interesting. And I wonder if collagen would help. So I watched one video where a guy says this product is really good, and you can just put it in your water and drink it. And then I watch another video, and it says make your own bone broth. It's better than anything that you're going to buy in a store anyway. So if you have an opinion on this, I would love to hear it. The making my own bone broth is a little bit frightening, but I mean, I'd be willing to try either. And then if I do that, like how much do you drink per day? Like I'm not quite sure how any of that works. So I think that's going to be future videos or future videos that I watch later on to kind of get that right. So anyway, that was the end of my my evening. Woke up this morning, really excited about going to work. I'm a big nerd. I love my job, and so especially when I miss a day, I'm always wanting to get there like extra early and make sure that when I get back into the swing of things. And again, no mood swings, no soreness. On a scale of 1 to 10 this morning, you think like lugging that bag. On a scale of 1 to 10, my joint soreness was a 2. I mean, it was a little, but nothing much at all. So that was really cool as well. So went about my day as normal. Wasn't like wiped out from the day before. I actually felt like, man, if he called me back and we had another tournament, I know I could do it again. So that was really reassuring. So had my coffee again, my water with my salt and apple cider vinegar. Brought my lunch, which was the second half of those eggs and chorizo, etc. That was as good as it was, and that's when I finally realized I was not going to save my previous video. It was just unsalvageable, and so I was like, all right. So when I got home, I immediately threw in dinner for tonight. So I'm doing a tri-tip roast. Again, it comes in like these prepackaged. Again, Zupardo's has a bunch of great stuff where I had two options. I could just throw that whole thing already prepackaged in the sous vide and let it cook for a couple hours and then sear it, or I could just kind of like pat it dry and put it on the smoker. You know I love the smoke, so I put it on the smoker. It's on the smoker right now. This is what it looks like, and so probably about in an hour and a half or 2 hours, or hour and a half. That'll be ready, and that'll be our dinner. If I get a little hungry before then, I'm gonna eat some of that beef jerky. I really haven't eaten any of it as of yet. Saw another video last night where a guy said that he is eating 3 pounds of steak per day. I know I'm not eating that. I'm not eating anywhere near the 3 pounds. So it's kind of making me think of like, should I be eating more? That's something to think about in the future. But remember a couple days ago I told you like I could barely finish my lunch. So things are definitely I'm adjusting on the go. So I haven't taken it yet, but right after this video, I will take my glucose and I will take my ketones, and then I'll insert them there so you can see just how I am progressing. And then that'll be it. I am on the other side of 15, which is really cool. And as of right now, like if I had to make a decision, like I'd keep going, like no problem at all. I am not miserable. I am not looking forward for this to end. I am looking for more food. I am looking for more meat. So I'm already preparing for the weekend. I'm already thinking ahead. So I know I'm going to do some baby back ribs. I know I've got some beef marinating as well, and another one of those prepackaged meats. you do have to be careful. There are some hidden carbs in some of the sauces in those prepackaged. But again, if it's not really bad, you have to outweigh of like, okay, well, if all I have to do is like unwrap this, I can pat it dry and get rid of any of the excess sauce, and some of that's going to burn off anyway. How much are you really ingesting? And again, the main idea here is this sustainable? And at this point, I don't think I could sustain meat, salt, and water. I just don't think that's a reasonable ask. Maybe like if you told me like do it for a week, I could do it for a week, but I don't know how happy I would be. So the little seasonings that I'm using now, if that's what keeps me motivated and keeps going, I got no problem with that. That's a great trade-off for me to keep on that motivation. So that is day 16. Tomorrow is Friday, and it's weird that I'm closing in on the 30th. It's moving pretty quickly. But anyway, thank you for joining. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, my friends.